The International Union of Food, Agriculture, Hotel, Restaurant, Catering, Tobacco and Allied Workers Association (IUF) is an international federation on trade unions representing workers employed in agriculture and plantation, the preparation and manufacture of food and beverages, hotel, restaurant and catering services, all stages of tobacco processing. Precarious employment, the biggest threat to labor and economic advancement of workers, is the theme used for the 2020 regional meeting. The issue of precarious or contract employment and how it affects employees in these sectors was at the top of the list of discussion. General Secretary at IUF, Sue Longling, explains why this is so.
We know from the IUF's point of view that this is something that's happening across all our sectors. Traditionally, we would have seen this more in tourism, in agriculture, connected with seasonality. But now the phrase that we've had in our meeting, in our discussions this morning, is that temporary has become permanent. Workers get issued one temporary contract after another. And there's a very clear motivation behind this. This is to undermine workers' rights and to undermine our ability as trade unions, as the labour organisation, to represent and to ensure that those workers have fair working conditions.
Clifton Grant, IUF Regional Secretary, in his remarks, says his association identifies contract employment as a serious issue, and as such, they aim to lead the region in resolving it.
The future of our region. When we started out and getting independence and so forth, it wasn't for workers to be going back to where we are coming from. And therefore, as a trade union movement, we recognize this and we need to put a stop. And we, from the IUF perspective, is going to lead the charge in the region to make sure that we engage the government, we engage all the stakeholders, regional union bodies, global union bodies, to come together to recognize that no country can advance without its people. And for its people to be productive and efficient, they must be protected, and unions have a responsibility to do.
The meeting will later select the next step in tackling the issue, which will start with the implementation and changing of policy that will guide the unions across the region. Clifton Grant, IUF Region Secretary, explains how the IUF will go about doing this.
From the regional committee, we will go to the executive meeting at the end of the first week of May. And the executive meeting in terms of the IUF executive, which will meet in Geneva in May, we will take our recommendation to the executive to be a part of the global policy. But definitely in terms of dealing with this issue of contract labor and precarious employment, we in the region are very, very strong on it.
The meeting began today, Monday 17th, and will conclude on Tuesday, the 18th February. For GBN News, I am Rena Perry reporting.